There was a time when an Apple keynote felt like a glimpse into the future. The anticipation in the air was electric, almost tangible, as people from all over the world tuned in, eager to witness what would come next. These events weren't just product launches. They were cultural moments, shaping the way we thought about technology and its role in our lives. Steve Jobs, on a bare stage, pulling a device from his pocket that would change everything. With a simple gesture, he introduced the world to innovations that would redefine entire industries. His presentations were masterclasses in storytelling, blending suspense, surprise, and vision. The iPhone, the iPad, the MacBook Air. Each device wasn't just a new gadget, it was a bold statement about what technology could be. These products set new standards, not just for Apple, but for the entire tech world. Each launch wasn't just a product, it was a turning point. The crowd's reaction was more than applause. It was a collective realization that the future had just shifted, right before their eyes. Apple didn't just build devices, it shaped how we live and work. From the way we communicate, to how we create, to how we connect with the world, Apple's influence was everywhere, subtle yet profound. The company set trends, not followed them, with a confidence that was almost always justified. Apple's leadership seemed unshakable, its vision clear. But that was then. Today, June 11th, 2025, the energy is different. The once packed auditoriums now feel subdued, the excitement replaced by a quiet uncertainty. The electricity of Apple events has faded. The faces in the crowd reflect a mix of nostalgia and concern, as if everyone is waiting for a spark that never comes. The company that once defined the next big thing now seems to be playing catch-up. Headlines question Apple's relevance, comparing its pace to the rapid advances of its rivals. The conversation isn't about the next iPhone's camera anymore. Instead, it's about what Apple isn't doing, about the innovations that are happening elsewhere. It's about artificial intelligence, large language models, generative AI, and assistants that are actually smart. The tech world is abuzz with breakthroughs in AI, and the spotlight has shifted. In this new race, Apple seems to be watching from the sidelines. While competitors unveil AI that can write, create, and even reason, Apple's offerings feel incremental, almost hesitant. The echoes of past triumphs are drowned out by a new technological revolution Apple didn't start. The world is moving on, and the innovation torch has been passed, at least for now. It's like watching a dynasty sports team suddenly struggle to keep up. The legacy is there, the history is rich, but the present feels uncertain, and the future, even more so. The one more thing moments are rare now. The magic, the surprise, the sense of wonder, they've become exceptions, not the rule. Instead, we get incremental updates, safe, profitable, but conservative. The bold risks that once defined Apple's DNA seem to have faded into the background. The world is moving at light speed, and Apple is moving at, well, Apple speed. The gap between expectation and reality grows wider with each passing year. The hardware is still great, but the software, the intelligence, feels stuck in the past. Siri, once a marvel, now lags behind smarter, more capable assistants. We carry supercomputers in our pockets, but the AI inside feels years behind. The promise of seamless, intuitive technology remains unfulfilled. The company that taught us to think different now seems to be thinking cautiously. The boldness that once inspired a generation has given way to careful calculation. The question is no longer, what will Apple do next, but can Apple catch up? As the world races forward, Apple faces its greatest challenge yet, to rediscover the spirit of innovation that once made it unstoppable, and to prove that its best days aren't just echoes from the past, but a promise for the future. Take a look at the current AI landscape. Apple's biggest rivals are not just moving forward, they're sprinting ahead at full speed. The world of artificial intelligence is evolving at a breakneck pace, and the competition is fiercer than ever before. Google, for example, has seamlessly woven AI into nearly every aspect of its ecosystem: search, photos, Pixel phones, and beyond. Their Gemini model is everywhere, always learning, always evolving, and constantly improving the user experience in ways both big and small. Google's strategy is to release new features in beta, gather feedback from millions of users, iterate publicly, and move at lightning speed. They're not afraid to experiment in the open, learning from real-world use and rapidly refining their technology. Meanwhile, Microsoft, once seen as the slow-moving giant of tech, has transformed itself into an AI powerhouse almost overnight. Their groundbreaking partnership with OpenAI has brought ChatGPT and Copilot directly into Windows and Office, leapfrogging years of development and putting advanced AI tools into the hands of millions of users worldwide. Microsoft is aggressively putting AI into millions of hands, making it a part of everyday workflows. In stark contrast, Apple's approach is far more cautious, almost reserved. Apple's focus is on privacy and on-device processing, values that are noble and important, but they come at the cost of speed and innovation. Apple wants to ensure your data stays private, but this means their AI features roll out much more slowly. While Google and Microsoft race ahead with powerful cloud-based AI models that can scale instantly, Apple is still meticulously refining its on-device AI, prioritizing security and user trust above all else. The result? Siri, once a trailblazer, now feels like a relic from a bygone era. The user experience is noticeably dated, lagging behind the smart assistants offered by competitors. Google and Microsoft are playing offense, taking bold risks, pushing boundaries, and setting the pace for the entire industry. Apple, on the other hand, is playing defense, waiting for perfection, refining every detail, and hesitating to release anything that isn't flawless. But in the world of AI, there's no perfect moment to enter the race. The competition is happening right now, and every second counts. Apple's methodical, careful approach, once considered a hallmark of its success, now risks becoming a critical weakness in this fast-moving era. By waiting for the perfect moment, Apple risks being left behind, watching as its rivals define the future of AI without them. WWDC 2025 was supposed to be Apple's big AI moment, a turning point that would redefine the company's future and set a new standard for the tech industry. The anticipation was electric, with months of rumors swirling about groundbreaking announcements and a possible leap forward in artificial intelligence. The hype was real. Analysts and fans expected a new Siri, deep AI integration, maybe even a one more thing. People lined up outside, buzzing with excitement, hoping to witness Apple unveil something truly revolutionary, something that would challenge the likes of ChatGPT and Copilot. Instead, what we got was underwhelming. Minor voice recognition tweaks and a slightly smarter photo search. The updates felt incremental, not transformative, leaving many in the audience glancing at each other, wondering if the real announcement was still to come. No revolutionary AI, no cohesive platform, just small, safe updates that barely scratched the surface of what was promised. The energy in the room shifted from excitement to confusion, then to disappointment. The silence on major AI advancements was deafening. It was as if Apple had chosen to sit out the AI revolution, leaving a void where innovation was expected. Where was the ChatGPT competitor? The Copilot rival? Journalists and industry insiders immediately began to question Apple's direction, typing headlines that reflected the collective confusion and disappointment. Apple's strategy still seems uncertain. Even as executives tried to reassure the crowd, their answers felt vague, lacking the bold vision that once defined Apple's keynotes. The keynote ended with a collective sigh of disappointment. Attendees filed out quietly, their high hopes replaced by a sense of missed opportunity. Developers noticed too, no grand AI platform, just incremental APIs that felt more like maintenance than innovation. The excitement that once surrounded Apple's developer community seemed to fade. WWDC 25 confirmed it. Apple is still at the starting line, while the race is already halfway over. As competitors surge ahead, Apple's silence speaks volumes, leaving everyone wondering when or if they'll catch up. The post-WWDC verdict was nearly unanimous: concern. Analysts called Apple's AI strategy uninspired and troubling. Wall Street's patience is wearing thin. Incremental updates and privacy talk can't hide the widening gap. Some even suggest Apple may need to buy its way into relevance with a major AI acquisition. The absence of promised breakthroughs signals deeper strategic failure. Doubts are growing about Apple's ability to compete in AI. When analysts and developers lose faith, the brand's image suffers. The warning is clear: Apple must change course fast. Wall Street is the ultimate scoreboard, and Apple's score is slipping. After WWDC, Apple's stock dropped while AI-focused rivals soared. Microsoft and Nvidia have surged ahead, fueled by AI innovation. Investors now see Apple as a slow-moving hardware company, not a growth leader. A lower stock price makes it harder to attract top AI talent and make big acquisitions. The market's message, hardware isn't enough anymore. The value is shifting to intelligence, not just devices. Apple must prove it still deserves investor confidence. Why is Apple falling behind? It's legendary perfectionism. The Apple way, wait, polish, release only when perfect, worked for hardware. But AI evolves through rapid, messy, public iteration. Apple's culture of secrecy and control leads to paralysis, not progress. Their focus on on-device AI limits scale, while rivals launch and learn in the open. To catch up, Apple may need to be a little less Apple. The stakes couldn't be higher. The next tech paradigm is AI-driven, with assistance as the new interface. If Apple fails to build a competitive AI, it risks becoming just a vessel for others' intelligence. Every time users turn to ChatGPT instead of Siri, Apple's ecosystem weakens. The App Store's relevance could fade if the best AI lives elsewhere. Apple stands at a crossroads: stick with safe hardware or radically embrace AI. The next year or two will define Apple's future. It's a battle for the company's soul. Don't count Apple out yet. It's ace, over 2 billion active devices, a distribution network no rival can match. If Apple creates compelling AI, it can reach billions overnight with a software update. Apple's custom silicon enables powerful, private, on-device AI. An AI that's personal and trustworthy could be Apple's unique edge. The hardware and ecosystem are there. The challenge is software and strategy. Can Apple's teams deliver a breakthrough? The resources and customer base are ready. The question is, does Apple have the will and vision to act in time? Apple, once the future's architect, now risks becoming its bystander. The choice is stark: keep refining hardware or bet big on AI. The safe path leads to irrelevance. Just ask Nokia or BlackBerry. Or Apple can rediscover its boldness and embrace the messy, risky world of AI. This means a cultural shift, taking risks and using its ecosystem as a launchpad for intelligence. The opportunity is there, the resources are there. But will Apple rise to the challenge? The next chapter is unwritten. It all comes down to one question: innovate or fade.